Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels live hospitality talk show. I hope all is well. Today is, what is today? Today is Tuesday, right? We're just coming off of this kind of a long weekend, I guess, for some people. Thanksgiving weekend. I mean, I know it was a good weekend. Was it long? I don't know. Did the Blythe thing, first of all, did the Hemet thing, then went to Blythe in all its glory, and then saw my mom and my brother, and then came back. So it was quite an eventful week of driving. And, coming back was no fun task, right? Because it probably we left at 11, got back at 6. I mean, normally from Blythe to LA is probably about a 3-hour, let's say 3.5-hour drive. It turned out to be almost 6 or maybe a little bit more than 6 hours. So, and then we didn't stop, Oh, no, we did stop one time. Let me take that back. We did stop one time, but it was a brief stop, but still, it's just a lot of traffic. So when they say that, the news, and say, oh, it's going to be a heavy travel day, a lot of people on the road, they're not lying. Okay. So, so act accordingly or plan accordingly. But, we've been doing that for years. So, so that's just part of the holidays, at least Thanksgiving. We always do that on Thanksgiving. So, but Christmas, no, I'll be home at Christmas. So I'll be home for Christmas. You notice all the holiday songs they're already playing too? Yeah, right. Of course. Day after, probably. I guess the day after Thanksgiving, that's when people take out their trees, put up their lights, playing Christmas music. So, I love the Christmas music. So don't get me wrong. I love the Christmas music. I don't like the holiday that much, but the Christmas music, I love that. But anyway, hey, good afternoon, Lonnie. Lonnie Wolf says hello. Good afternoon, Russell from sunny Ocean Ridge, Florida. Thank you for joining us, Lonnie. Appreciate you. And happy Thanksgiving. Hospitality. Okay. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, right? So we appreciate you guys listening or watching today. Like I said, today is Tuesday, November 30th. And let me click on this next one. This is On Air with Russell of Hotels, just in case you did not know. Make sure you're in the right spot, right? You're watching the right channel. And we're show number 136. We're hashtag Hospitality Unplugged. In fact, I have my hashtag Hospitality Unplugged sweatshirt on today. I think for the holidays, I think for the month of December, I'm going to go casual, okay? I mean, normally I wear a collared shirt or whatever, but you know what? I'm going to go casual, or I'm going to go however I feel like it that day. So today I felt like being casual with the sweatshirt, out by the beach. It's kind of cool by the beach, here in Southern Cal, so you got a little cooler weather, but, you can't beat the beach, right? The water coming in. I know there's somebody on the East Coast like, that guy, what the heck is he doing showing that? It's snowing here, for God's sakes. But hey, that's, you choose to live there, I choose to live here. Okay. That's a little humor. Okay. So, but anyway, no, thank you so much for joining show number 136. We do appreciate it. And like I said, hashtag Hospitality Unplugged, which means we talk about everything, any and everything within the hospitality space. We talk about meetings. We talk about hotels. We talk about CVBs, destinations, DMOs. Did I say CVBs? Yeah, CVBs, restaurants, non-meat eats. I'm all about the non-meat eats. And when it comes to restaurants and the choices that they give you. Every restaurant could have non-meat eats. If you really think about it, they just have to know how to be creative with their non-meat eats. Every restaurant serves vegetables, right? Why not kind of, do a little different, do something creative with your vegetables? I mean, you have cauliflower, make some cauliflower wings, right? All you need is a batter and maybe a beer batter and some seasoning, fry it up, boom, cauliflower wings, buffalo wing sauce. Make sure the butter, though, is not real butter, with milk and eggs and all that. Make sure that is vegan butter, but boom, you can call it that, and now you have a different market that you didn't have before. So those are the restaurants I look for. I don't look for. They don't have to be 100% vegan or plant based, but they have to have some plant based or vegan options. Okay, so there you go. Restaurants, if you're listening, like I said, we're hashtag Hospitality Unplugged. So ain't nobody fair. I mean, everybody fair game. We're gonna talk about what you can do to enhance what you're doing now or whatever. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. Okay, you get where I'm coming from. So industry news. I guess we can pop to some industry news. I got some stuff to talk about. Some industry news. You guys know I mention this every week. You guys know it, but I have to say it again, just for those few people that didn't listen the last 100 or so shows. Now they're on show number 136, so they may be new, right? So I welcome those people first and foremost. Welcome those people to the show. Lonnie Wolf says, I love to barbecue watermelon and Krispy Kreme donuts. Try it. No. First of all, I hate watermelon. That's one thing. Second, Krispy Kreme donuts, they have butter and eggs in them, Lonnie. I'm sorry. I don't indulge. Although I used to love Krispy Kreme. Don't get me wrong. I used to eat Krispy Kremes like they were going, like my dad would say, you're eating them like they're going out of style. That's how I would eat them. Okay, so, but no, I haven't eaten Krispy Kreme since, it's been a while. It's, dang, how long has it been? I don't even know how long it's been. 2013? I don't know, somewhere around there. So no, I don't get down with those, but that sounds good. Okay, I'm sure someone loves it. You like it, Lonnie, so I'm sure there's other people that like it as well. So, barbecue watermelon and Krispy Kreme donuts, and he says try it. Like I'm eating some right now. You need to try this. So I'm sure that's good. I have heard of grilled watermelon though, because I know I've grilled pineapple before. So yeah, I would say yeah, okay, I'm okay with that, Lonnie. I'm okay, just not with the Krispy Kreme. Do you barbecue the Krispy Kreme donuts too? So, but anyway, industry news: 2021 Power Index, 50 most influential hospitality leaders, International Hospitality Institute. Russell L. Edmond, that's me, Russell of Hotels. I'm one of those people, so I do appreciate the International Hospitality Institute for giving me that distinction, put me on that list. There's 50 people for, I guess, the domestically in the United States, and then there's another 50 international. I made a domestic list, which was great. It didn't matter what list I was on, as long as I'm on the list. That's great. So I do appreciate whoever voted for that. And I don't take that stuff lightly. Of course I don't, because that's why I mention it every week, right? So I don't take that lightly. So thank you so much for that. You guys hear about this new variant? We had, COVID and then the Delta variant. Now we're coming up with now they've come up with, or it has reared its ugly head, if you will, the Omicron variant, which originated in South Africa. But my question is, okay, these things are going to happen, I guess, right? There's going to be different strains. It's going to mutate and all that. And not saying I'm some scientist or some doctor or anything like that, but these things, they tend to, from what I understand, they do tend to mutate and take on a different form and all that kind of stuff. But with all that being said, what are we doing? Because what I see, and I've asked questions of different housekeeping professionals or different hotel professionals, and what have the same? Are we being as diligent with cleaning and sanitizing as we were before? Like say 3 months ago, 4 months ago? Are we still with the same vigor? Oh, we're gonna sanitize the heck out of this hotel. We're gonna have this electrostat machine. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Are we still doing that? I ask myself that because I go to hotels and do I see, and I always put it as this: if anyone follows me on social media, especially the last couple of days, I put things up like, "Is housekeeping? Are we keeping housekeeping sexy?" What does that mean? That mean in Russell of Hotels term, keeping housekeeping sexy means, are we showing people? Are we cleaning first and foremost? Are we showing people what we're doing, what our protocols are? Or are we being bashful about it? Like, oh, we're clean, but we don't want people to see. No, people want to see you cleaning because they want to make sure they have that confidence that they go in or when they show up and see, oh, they are cleaning, or they're doing this, they're doing that. They're asking us, do we want our room clean? On what day do we want our room clean? What are the protocols? Are those things happening? Because you can't see those on unless they post those on their website, which a lot of people aren't doing that, right? So just make sure we are being just as diligent as we were before. People need to be diligent on their own, washing their hands, whatever protocols you follow, you do that. I'm not saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, you do whatever is best for you, but make sure you're doing something and you're staying safe, okay? That's the bottom line. And it wouldn't matter if we got, the Omicron variant or whatever, as long as we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, I'm not saying that you won't get it, but maybe you will avoid it if we're still doing those protocols like we say we're doing, okay? So keep housekeeping sexy. Let's make it happen, okay? And because I'm trying to get back to having meetings, right? So I've gotten RFPs and proposals coming in, for people that are for organizations that want meetings. Who wants those things to like, okay, we're going to put those on hold again. We don't want that. We don't want to go backwards, right? So the hospitality industry has been beat up, it's still getting beat up, right? So we don't want something to go back. We don't have to go 10 steps back, okay? Hygiene and safety is key. 365, regardless of, there you go, Lonnie. See, Lonnie, Lonnie said, you preaching to the choir, Russell. I am the kind of cleanliness, visibility is the key to get. Yeah, exactly. Lonnie's just echoing what I'm saying. So it's all about, once again, I use it like this. Remember, guests are our social ambassadors. You know what? I'm about to start crying, Lonnie. Finally, somebody's saying something, right? Somebody kind of gets it, right? So the more you do that guests can see, the more the guests are going to be your social ambassadors. And what I think Lonnie means by that, or what I would mean by that, people will start posting things, right? You got people that have their phones, they will post things, they will take pictures and they will post it. So wouldn't you want your hotel, your employees, where they're cleaning, they use their electrostat machine, which is this cool thing that shoots out this sanitation rays and all this kind of stuff. Wouldn't you want a guest to see that, take a picture, post it? Hey, I'm staying here at the XYZ hotel, and they're using this kind of cool machine that's killing all the germs from COVID or whatever. I'll be like, what is that hotel? I'm going to. It's funny. I have a trip going to LA. I'm gonna stay at that hotel. That's how it works. People don't realize how much power, the power of social media, right? We'll do social media for bad, right? We'll put that stuff out there and that stuff goes viral, okay? But we don't do enough of the good stuff, like what are people doing to prevent this? Let's do more of that. Hotels, CVBs get involved. Have your hotels do it, your partners, restaurants, make sure you're doing it. You want people to come back in, right? People want to be assured that I'm not going to get anything if I go here. I'm not going to bring anything out that I didn't take in. That's what people want. So Lonnie says, great reviews equals awards, bragging rights. Yes, that is correct. So people will brag. You want people to brag on you don't want to brag yourself, right? You want people to brag on you or your establishment or your services, your whatever it is, your hotel, whatever the case may be. you want people to get involved and be that what did I the word that I use is advocate, okay? Meaning you didn't pay them to do that. They did it because they love your brand and they love what you're doing. Okay, that's what you want. We need more brand advocates. Ambassadors, for the most part, get paid. Okay, but advocates, they do it because they love the brand. Okay, so that's just what Russell Hotels has to say about that. Okay, so but the other thing that I was thinking about this Omicron variant. Okay, now Omicron is a Greek letter. Okay, but from Delta to Omicron, there's like 10 Greek letters in between. So why did they go from Delta all the way to Omicron? I mean, couldn't they have gone through Epsilon or Zeta or Eta or Theta, Iota, Kappa, Lambda? Could they have done any of those? You know, and the funny thing is, people are like, how does he even know these Greek letters? Don't even worry about how I know the Greek letters, okay? But why did they go with Omicron? I'm just throwing it out there. Now I'm trying to make light of the situation, but it was just one of those things that kept me up last night. Why did they go from Delta all the way to Omicron? I mean, there was 10 letters in between there. Why did they choose that one? Is there some significance of Omicron versus the other letters? I don't know. But anyway, what we need to do, like Lonnie says, keep things safe. 365 days a year. We need to make sure we're doing what we should be doing to keep things safe within our establishment, within our homes, within ourselves. I mean, we just need to make sure we're doing what is right and what's best for us. Okay, so just remember that. Let's see, what else? What else? I'm attending the Connect Southwest Conference next week. That's going to be at the Westin and the LBC. That stands for Long Beach. Okay, you know, LBC, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I'm not sure if Snoop Dogg's going to be there, but you know, he's from the LBC. Just in case you guys didn't know that. I don't even know why I said that, but every time I see Long Beach, I got to put in the LBC. Okay, but anyway, so I'm attending the Connect Southwest Conference. It's going to be a bunch of meeting planners like myself. It's going to be a bunch of hoteliers, suppliers, CVBs. For me, it's going to be the first one since I've attended. Since it's funny, the last time I was at one of these conferences was in Long Beach in 2020. 2020? Yeah, it was in 2020, like March 2020. So, so it's gonna be the first time. I've been there in a while. You know, see some of these people. You know, and I set up my appointments already. Can't wait to see colleagues, speak to people. You know, speak hotel jargon, meeting jargon. You know, we'll be speaking like things like room nights, ADR, concessions, force majeure, decision makers, preferred or alternate dates. What about attrition? Cancellation clause, force majeure. Well, what about that? And who's the decision maker? And at the end of the day, is it a commissionable rate? Okay, those are things we're gonna be talking about, right? So, you know, when we get through all the pleasantries, oh my God, I haven't seen you so long. How have you been? Blah blah blah. I'm so glad you're here. You know, that kind of thing. And then we get to the jargon, those are things that I miss. You know, the hotel jargon, the things that we talk about as hoteliers, meeting people and all that stuff. So, and having a cocktail and some food, that's what it's all about. Okay, so anybody that's in hotel sales knows, you know, what goes on. You know how we love seeing people, we love talking to people, we love meeting new people. But at the end of that day, when you've done all your appointments, which is, I think the minimum is 15, you need to, you know, wind down with some sort of adult beverage or an Arnold Palmer. Well, you know, whichever one you prefer. Okay, and hopefully there's some food, and hopefully there's some non-meat eats. Hint, hint, non-meat eats, right? So make sure Long Beach CVB, there's some non-meat eats there available. So it's California, of course there's going to be some. So I didn't have to say that. But speaking of Long Beach, before I get to Long Beach, has anybody ever flown Spirit Airlines? Anyone? I don't know. At least no one's admitting to it. Okay. Every time I see Spirit Airlines, and right before the show, I get these alerts or whatever from, you know, different magazine travel publications, and like Spirit Airlines was on the top, right? It was something not good. It's always every time I see something about Spirit, it's not good. So I'm like, I think I've flown them one time, and just based on the stuff that I read, thank God we got to where we needed to be, right? And the time they say we were going to get there. But after that, I think it was probably about 5, 10 years ago. And if that thing comes up, I'm not flying on that. I'll take if I need to be there and it's gonna take me 10 hours. If I fly another one, they got like 3 connections. I'm gonna take them before I get on Spirit. I'm sorry, but just because of the negative stuff and that's where that I always talk about this whole social media thing and how powerful it is. And I don't know, anything about the inner workings of Spirit Airlines. I just know that it's always negative every time I see something. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just reading. I'm just repeating what I read, right? So I don't know that for a fact. Because like I said, at the one time that I flew it, we did get to where we're supposed to get there. There may have been a couple of delays, but we did get there, right? So I I just thought I'd ask that. But Lonnie says yes, he has. He has. Oh man. Okay. So anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. So shout out. I got a couple shout outs. In fact, hold on one second as I take a drink of water. Thank you. I have a couple of shout outs, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give these people shout outs. So, anyway, first person, Troy Karnoff and Shannon White. Okay, they're both with Long Beach CVB. We just talked about the LBC, right? I'll be there next week at the Connect conference. Okay, next week, which is a trade show of sorts. It's a trade show networking event, whatever. So I already talked about that. Well, I'll continue to talk about that. So anyway, these two individuals are with the Long Beach CVB. Shannon White is a national sales manager, and then Troy Karnoff, who I've known for years. And I know Shannon too, but I know Shannon through Joe Tatizian. Okay, Joe Tatizian was her general manager when she was she actually worked at the Hilton in Woodland Hills, where I came from years and years ago. But then she worked with Joe Tatizian, not only at the Hilton, but she worked with him at the, do I want to say the Pasadena Hilton or Glendale Hilton? One of the two. Maybe it was the Glendale Hilton. So we met before, right? So, but this is the thing, okay? I'm giving them a shout out because one, I talked to both of them today, one via email, one via email and a phone call. Because I had an RFP, request for proposal. Okay, so I have this potential group that's coming to the Long Beach area, and they need a hotel. It's a track and field group, okay, high school group, right? So the contact contacted me, said, hey, can you send out an RFP on our behalf? So the process, how it works is the client contacts me, I gather all the information, then I submit it to. In this case, I submitted to the CVB. Okay. Now, what I did not know is who would handle this particular thing within the CVB. So, knowing that I know people in various CVBs, I knew Troy, right? Troy's been there for a number of years, and Troy and I are friends. I've known Troy for a long time, right? So, I didn't email Troy. I direct messaged him on LinkedIn because I didn't have his email address, or I forgot it, or my phone didn't have it. I'm blaming it on the phone, right? So I send Troy a direct message on LinkedIn, right? Last night, probably late last night, and then this morning he responded, right? So he responded and says, "Hey," he kind of explained how they do things, and as far as are they regional or territorial based. It's not necessarily market segment. Some CVBs they're based on regions. Okay, so anything within that region, no matter what the market segment is, they will handle that particular region. So he kind of explained it to me. I said, okay. And he said, Shannon is the one. I'll do an e-introduction to Shannon, and you can go from there. So he asked me to send him the RFP, which I did, and it's like, oh, okay, this is cool. Okay, I'm gonna send it to Shannon, and they basically did an e-introduction via email. So Shannon then calls me to follow up, make sure, that I received the email, and to thank me for the potential group that I'm sending to her CVB, and hopefully it books and blah, 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 blah. So the reason why I'm doing this, I'm giving them a shout out because believe me, as I just explained what the process was, right? And you would be amazed how many times I do that same thing and I don't get a phone call. I may get a half email or whatever, but it was, I guess it's refreshing that one, Troy responded and I thanked him. I said, thank you for being so prompt. Like I said, I sent it late last night. I didn't expect Troy to respond last night, but he responded first thing this morning, like at 7 in the morning, right? So he responded to that. I got it, thanked him. He asked me a couple other questions. I emailed him, sent it back. Then he introduced me to Shannon, and although Shannon and I knew each other, but I didn't know that Shannon was even there, right? So it just goes full circle, right? So she calls me, leaves a message first because I was running the errand. So she leaves a message, hey, we know each other. We know each other from, when I was at Glendale, you did business with us then, and you know Joe Tatizian, which I do know Joe. Joe's a great friend of mine. And so all that stuff, right? So and then I called her, and then we went over the RFP and what she was looking, or what I was looking for, what the client's looking for, and all that kind of stuff. So that stuff, you would think that's second nature that they would call and thank you. Well, it's not. It's not. Okay, so I thank Troy for doing what he did and introducing me to Shannon. I thank Shannon for following up with me and calling, and there you go. And we are going to see each other next week because, like I said, it's going to be the Connect conference is in Long Beach, and I actually did set up an appointment for Shannon. And Shannon didn't even know that. So I said, hey, I did set up an appointment to see you, so we can talk further about that and any other business that I may have. So that's how that works. That's how it should work, right? So if you don't do it, if you don't follow up, because people would rather just send an email and call it a day. But I've been saying this during this time of COVID, we need to make sure we are following up our emails with a phone call. I'm not saying don't email, and I'm not saying just make a phone call. I'm saying do both. I'm saying if you send an email, follow it up with a phone call. If you have questions, feel free to give me those questions or send those questions. And that's not just me, Russell Edmond, the hotel site selection person, but that's any person that you'll be dealing with. That's other meeting planners, other hotel site selection people, whatever. So it's not just they doing this for me because no, I ain't nobody. We appreciate when it happens, when that extra step is taken and a phone call is made. So that's why I'm giving a shout out to Troy Karnoff and Shannon White. So and that's why, yeah. And Lonnie says be professional. Period. Yeah. But you know what, Lonnie, I hate to say it, but it doesn't always happen like that, and that's the unfortunate thing, that it doesn't always happen. I've had my experiences where I've called them numerous times with an RFP in my hand that's hot, right? And were you trying to send that to me? Well, that's not my email. Like, I never got the email. Like, what? I'm sending you business, and this is the crap that I got to deal with. I have to listen to. So, I'm big on service. I'm big on being professional. Always been, always have been, always will be. So, but I always talk to Cheryl Rogers, who was a meeting planner, right? We always talk about give people their flowers while they can smell them. Okay, so this is something that's very simple, but it's not done all the time. So I'm giving Troy and Shannon their flowers now for doing it. And that's maybe why they got elected or voted the number one CVB in the Western region. I don't know. Maybe that has to do, I think North Star is the one that gave them that award. And so maybe that's why, because they follow up and they are always professional and they take care of business. So thank you, Long Beach CVB. Thank you, Troy Karnoff and Shannon White. So let me get off that soapbox. So people are like, dang, he's on Long Beach for a long time. Hey, that's what happens. When you do something and Russell of Hotels is involved, guess what? You're going to get not just a shout out, you're going to get a whole dissertation on what I think service should be. Yes, it's unfortunate, but etiquette is important. Yes, Lonnie, etiquette is always important. Okay, so thank you so much, Shannon and Troy, for that. Appreciate you. Next, increase social media engagement. I talk about that all the time. Okay. So how do you increase your social media engagement? I always say, well, if you take pictures, do the right thing, and you'll increase your social media engagement. But repurposing content. Okay, so I use Reels. Okay, I always mention this. If I wanted to increase my social media engagement, what would I do? IG Reels, which is Instagram, that's one. Two is YouTube Shorts, which are short videos. TikTok is another one if you want to use TikTok. And TikTok is not just for silly people, just want to dance. You can dance and get your brand out. That's fine. You can dance on LinkedIn if you wanted to. It may not get well received, but you can still do it, right? So post often on your social media platforms. I use those as examples. I use IG Reels because I get so much more engagement than I get from anything else. Okay, so IG Reels are important to me and my brand because I get the most engagement from that. So that's why I always use them as an example. Repurpose your content. So what that means is I have tons of pictures in my phone, okay, and videos that I've sent out before. Okay, but what I do is use that same video and just change the heading, change the wording, change the verbiage, and resubmit it. Maybe even change the music and resubmit it, and to see if I get that same kind of engagement. And 9 out of 10 times, I do. Okay, so if I had 1,000 views on this with this one video, I may come back, change the verbiage, change the music, and may get at least another 1,000, maybe even more, or maybe slightly a little less. So, and it didn't take that much time to do it because you already had the picture or the video stored in your phone. So I have hundreds of pictures and probably thousands of pictures and hundreds of videos that I've already done. So what I do now is I go back through and look at, okay, when was the last time I posted this? This was 3 years ago. Okay, I take that same thing. I may add maybe one current picture, but I change the heading. I'll do all that stuff and just repurpose it, just put that right back out there. Okay. And you get that same engagement, but you spend less time doing it because I didn't have to start redoing this video, or not saying that the videos take that long to create, but if you're pressed for time, then I understand. But that's where the repurposing your content comes in. So make sure you do it. And remember this, create more so you can get more. So if you don't create, don't expect anything. You have to create content. If you're trying to get engagement on social media, you have to create more content. You have to put more buzz out there about you, whatever that is. The two platforms that I use religiously are LinkedIn and Instagram. Okay, religiously. Now, the third place would be YouTube, and the fourth now would be Facebook. Because Facebook is more, for me, it's not about business. It's more, family oriented, friends, pictures. Oh, that's cute. Oh, yeah, that kind of stuff. It's more personal. It can be professional. There's some professional things out there. I still post there, but not my top 2 or 3 anymore. Facebook used to be the cat's meow for me at one time, but those people that listen to Facebook or watch Facebook, I mean, I appreciate everything, but when it comes down to business, I don't get a lot of business from there. I mean, I get more exposure to the right people because remember, you got to know who your clients are. Who are you trying to reach? And this is no knock against people that are on Facebook. Like I said, I'm on there. Okay, so it's not about that. It's about where do you get your most bang from? And I get my most bang from Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Okay, so you got to figure out who you get the most bang from on your platforms. But everyone's different, right? So that's just me. Who's to say it won't change though? It can easily change, but right now, like I said, Facebook used to be number 1. Now Facebook for me is like 3 to 4. So there you go. Woo, that was a good one. Let's see. Want to increase? Okay, I already said that. Oh, and do live broadcasts. Do a show like this. Okay, do a live broadcast. On Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube. Get a YouTube channel, or you can do it on Facebook. Do Facebook Live. There you go. Sounds like fun to me, right? Who's hiring? There's always some people hiring. There's some good stuff today, I think. Let's make sure. Okay, who's hiring? The Conrad LA. Now that hotel hasn't opened yet, so I think it's still under construction, obviously, right? I don't think it opens till end of next year, if I'm not mistaken. But they're looking for an assistant director of sales. So the Conrad LA, and just look this up. Google. Oh no, not Google it. This was on H Careers. This was on H Careers. So just go to H Careers. And it was the Conrad LA, and I think this posting came out today. Okay, so it's hot off the presses. The second one, the Pacific Palms Resort, they're looking for a BT sales manager. So hold on one second. Pacific Palms Resort used to be, back in the day, was a Sheraton in City of Industry, which is out in the IE, the Inland Empire, for people that don't know. It's between the 10 freeway and the 60 freeway. Okay, so I know it because it was near Cal Poly Pomona, where I went to school, right, back in the day. So I know that. I knew it when it was a Sheraton years ago. Well, now it's the Pacific Palms Resort. It's a nice property, but it's just away from everything. So that's all I had to say about that. But I think Scott is the director of sales there. What's my man Scott's last name? I can't think of Scott's last name. Why can't I think of Scott's last name? Anyway, but BT sales manager stands for business transient, and this is for people that don't know, right? This is not the hotel salespeople that know. What do you mean BT? I know what that means. No, this is for people that don't know. This is for the novice people, okay? Relax. So business transient, okay? So people that are traveling on business by themselves, alone. Okay, that's what transient business is, okay? Group, if it was business group, then it was a business group. BG, I guess. I don't know. Or what's the other one? Business transient, and I guess just transient business. I don't know. A transient, I don't know. The transient can be leisure, it can be anything, right? But they're looking for a specific business transient. Like they work for certain companies, but they don't have an account with them with your particular hotel. Okay, so that's what the business transient is. So like say XYZ hotel, XYZ company, which is out in that area. This BT sales manager would go and solicit those businesses to get more business, to get that business transient business, because hotels make most of their money on business transient or just transit, because you know why? Because those are higher rated business, right? They tend to pay a lot more money for their room than say the leisure people would. But leisure people are only there leisure people for the most part, they're there maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Your business transient would come in Sunday night and leave on Friday. That's typically how it was BC, before COVID. I'm not sure what the business transient are doing now, because a lot of them work from home. So I don't know. Maybe we need to rethink this BT. I don't know. I guess if I was a director of sales and marketing, I'd be trying to rethink that to include cuisine dining. Explain that one to me, Lonnie, please. Okay, the next job is Hilton LAX, Assistant Director of Front Office. Okay, Hilton LAX, looking for an Assistant Director of Front Office. A hotel in Beverly Hills, it didn't say, but they're looking for a general manager. And then 24/7 Hotels, which is based in Orange County, they're looking for a GM as well. GM stands for General Manager, just in case you didn't know that. Now, those last two are on Indeed.com. Okay, so check out Indeed and check out H Careers. That's where a lot of those positions are. Okay, and I just do this as a courtesy because I wish someone was telling me back in the day what jobs are available and all that kind of stuff. I wish someone had a radio show back then, or a talk show, or whatever the heck you want to call this. Non-meat eats. Okay, what about the non-meat eats? Now, everyone did the business class party will be spending more when dining. There you go. Okay, so you gotta explain yourself, Lonnie. Okay, I appreciate that. So Lonnie sent out a message that said to include cuisine dining, and I said, well, what is cuisine dining? Explain yourself. And he said the business class party will spend more when dining. Yes, typically business transient, back in the day, now DC, they had the little expense accounts, or they would always go to dinner. Those would be the people that would be eating in your restaurant during the week. Those particular people, or they would go to restaurants outside of your hotel. And it's great if you can capture those people because they spend more money on average than the other people would, like a leisure person. I mean, that's just it because they have an expense account, right? So you want to appeal to those people. You want to go after those people because they're the ones, the big ticket items, the big fish, the whales. That's what those are. The business transient. Those are the whales. So thank you, Lonnie, for sharing that. Getting back to the non-meat eats, okay? I know you guys all had your Thanksgiving. I'm going to share with you what I ate for Thanksgiving. But before I get to that, I want to mention again, and I mentioned this, I think, last week, at the Vegan Exchange LA, where you can go and it's in North Hollywood. You can go if you never eaten vegan food before, and you live out close to the valley, North Hollywood. I would go check this out just because they have a lot of food trucks, and you don't have to buy a lot of food. Just I just want to taste this. I just want to see what this tastes like. Let me just have a vegan burrito. Let me try that. Or I've heard about these vegan burgers. Let me try one of those. Or vegan sushi. Who's heard of that? Vegan sushi. Okay, and it's not just seaweed and avocados. Okay, so there's stuff that they prepare that you just never know, right? But just vegan. It's all plant based. So why not just try it out and see, check it out? So it's called Vegan Exchange LA. It's in North Hollywood. It's every Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it's at 5300 Backman Avenue. Yeah, I got the address and everything. Bakman. And I think that's Bachman, Bakman. Backman. I'll just say Backman. Okay, so check that out. So now, as far as Thanksgiving was concerned, okay, Whole Foods did my Thanksgiving dinner, okay, so I didn't prepare any of this stuff, okay. Whole Foods did it. They have a vegan menu they put out. They probably have it for Christmas. They may still have it now. I don't know, but I know this is the third time I've had it or variations of it. So mushroom loaf, okay, and some people out there like, that doesn't even sound appealing, okay? But he's trying to hold on to this sounds good or this is delicious. Well, to me, it was delicious, and it's funny. We go to my sister and brother-in-laws for Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, so there were some kids. I mean, when I mean kids, like my nephew's friends, they were in their 20s, probably between 25 and 28, 29 years of age. And they preferred the vegan stuff over the regular turkey and ham and all that stuff. They preferred that. They're like, oh, yeah, I got friends that are vegan. I want to try it. Yeah. So they were game. They were like, okay. Because on one side of the table, we had the vegan, and the other side, you had the regular food, right? And they were grubbing on my stuff. I'm like, let me get mine first, okay? Because I don't want you guys messing over my food, okay? So I had to get mine first. But no, there was plenty of food. They ate it. They tried it, So anyway, mushroom loaf. They had a dressing, which I'm sure it's still bread, right? It's just that it's not prepared with eggs or anything like that, or butter, or real butter, meaning with cow's milk and things like that, or goat milk or whatever. Creamed. I want to say these were collard greens, okay, which I don't know how they made it, but they were delish. Okay, can I say that? Hashtag delish. Sweet potato casserole, which was on point. It had like vegan. What do you call it? What do they call it? Marshmallows. I don't really eat a lot of marshmallows. I never even eaten a lot of marshmallows. As younger or before I became a plant-based eater. But these things were good, right? This is really good. Mac and cheese, okay, vegan mac and cheese. And then they had this gravy, this mushroom gravy, all vegan, okay? So I was full, okay? I went back several times. I was full. It was good. I know some people are like, you're going to have to do a little bit more to convince me that this was good, okay? That this was filling. So, no, it was very good. And believe me, if something is not good, I'll tell you that it's not good. Okay, but this was delish. I'll do it again. Well, for Christmas we do something a little different. So we do like see, Lonnie says sound delicious. I may invite myself to your next Thanksgiving. Okay, Lonnie. See, you're trying to be funny, Lonnie. Okay. But no, it is good, and you're more than welcome, Lonnie. You're invited. Okay. So, but it was good though. You guys need to try it. What do I do? What's my thing? People always ask me, what is this? Okay, you got this little show on this little um, LinkedIn thing, but what do you do, dude? I mean, come on now. And I just say this: in a noisy digital space, I keep your brand noticed. And they say, oh, okay, and they walk away. No, they don't. Like I said, I always say this. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. That and this, look at this. I can move this right here. So you thought it was in my way, so I can just move it right there. See, that's how I can do this on this show, right? So so in a noisy, I can't even speak. Elevator pitch. People always talk about the elevator pitch, and you want to keep it to like 30 seconds because when they get off the go from floor to floor, you want to make sure you have that out before people get out. Well, my thing is, I think you need to engage people, just like social media. You need to engage them because you want them asking or wanting more. Okay, so in a noisy digital space, I keep your brand noticed. You don't think that would garner one of those? What is that exactly? Can you explain it a little further? I think you would. Okay, so I want people to engage. I want to engage them more, so they ask more questions, right? So maybe it'll take longer than 30 seconds. Maybe they'll get out on the floor that I'm getting out on, and they'll ask more questions about it. But basically, if I said, "Oh, I do digital marketing for hotels," they'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool, boom, done." Well, it's a way of saying that with them asking more questions. So basically, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully, I explained that a little bit. What is that? No noise, no sales. Noise wins. You got to make some noise, right? You got to. Yeah, that's right. You have to make some noise. So there you go, Lonnie. I like that. See, the more noise you make, the more people are gonna like. What is this? All this noise going on? Okay. What does that mean? Okay. They're gonna ask questions. So there you go. In a noisy digital space, I keep your brand noticed. Okay. So I rise above the noise. I help you rise above the noise with the social media content that we can create. So there you go. What's the next thing? Hotel site selection. Now, I mentioned hotel site selection kind of briefly earlier with the example I gave with the Long Beach CVB with I can't think of what the heck their name was. Shannon and Troy. I mentioned that. So hotel site selection. But what I did not mention, okay, that's group, 10 rooms or more. What I did not mention is that I do single reservations. If you needed like, well, what hotel? I'm coming to LA, and I need to be downtown. What hotel should I stay in? I need to be close to LA Live, but I don't want to stay at the JW because it's too expensive. Call me. I'll find it for you. I'll even make the reservation for you. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, so people don't even know that. I'm gonna take a drink of water. That's why I was holding the cup up to my mouth just in case people are like, why does he have that cup right there? Is he gonna drink it or what is he gonna do? Is he gonna show us the logo? But yeah, so I make transit reservations too. Transit, there that word comes back again. Transient, meaning a single person that's staying at a hotel. That's a transient person. Yes, I make transit reservations as well as I do group, business or a group. A group is 10 rooms or more. So my job is to do the RFPs, the pricing, the contract negotiation, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's a group, 10 rooms or more. But there's none of that. There's no pricing or contract negotiations on a single reservation. Okay, so I can do that for people as well. So those are things that I forget to tell. Be your own concert always. Yes, you gotta make noise. And if no one's going to make noise for you, you have to make your own noise. Okay, if no one's going to find business for you, you have to find your own business. Okay, that's basically what Lonnie's saying. So you're your biggest fan, you're your biggest advocate, okay, your biggest ambassador, or however you want to put it. So you have to make the most noise so people notice you. Okay, so that's the same with branding yourself, your hotel. you're trying to get business over your competition. You're always competing with that hotel across the street or the one down the street. Okay, remember they all have what you have. The only difference, they all got a bed, they all have a restaurant. Okay, they just did a renovation too. What's the difference? The difference are the people. The difference is you. You're that brand. Okay, that's the difference. We are our own superpower. Boom. There you go. Very good, Lonnie. I'd say Lonnie just dropping gems. Okay, thank you, Lonnie. I appreciate that. What else? Sites. Okay, I said the hotel site selection, and I'm a show host. Okay, so one of the top 25 international hotel podcasts. Okay, that's the show, On Air with Russell of Hotels. Yeah, I was start off as number 11, dip down to number 17. But as long as I'm on the list, that's all that matters. So I appreciate that. Whatever that distinction, whoever voted for that, I appreciate that because I have a good time doing the show. And even if I wasn't on there, I don't do the show for the accolades. Accolades, did I say that right? Yeah. I didn't do that for that. I did it to get information out there. So if the people think I'm giving some good information, I appreciate that. So that goes a lot further than me than any kind of whatever award or distinction. I just want to make sure I'm putting out information that people can use, resources where they know they can contact. I'm a resource. Feel free to reach out to me and ask me any questions that you may have. Sponsorship opportunities, of course, there's sponsorship opportunities. Just imagine instead of just saying On Air with Russell of Hotels, just say whatever the name of your brand is, or just imagine instead of me being at the beach here in Cali, I'm at your hotel and that's your lobby right there. Or what is that lobby? Oh, that's the XYZ hotel. Oh man, Russell of Hotels does his show from the XYZ hotel. I'm gonna go check that out. That's how it works. So the ones who makes the loudest noise wins. Okay, so you want people to see you. I mean, this is loud. Okay, I'm at a beach in Southern California. There's people that are on the East Coast that are in snow. Where do they want to be? You think they want to be in the snow? No, they want to come to California. It's about the destination, right? The hotels are the byproduct of the destination. So they see this and they like, I don't know what this is, but it's somewhere better than where I am now. Okay, so yeah, I got to come back here, but I want to go there now. Okay, I want to go to that destination. So there you go. And then, okay, I have this quick little video. I showed this last week, I think, too. It's about a minute long. So for the people that are on the podcast, please bear with me, and you're gonna have a gap of. You're gonna at least listen to some music, though, right? It's gonna be some, kind of music, but you won't be able to see the video. But so it's about a minute. So bear with me, and I'll come right back. Thanks. There you go. So that's a video that I did, and that was done a couple years ago. Okay, so that wasn't like I just did this. It was done a couple years ago. So I do videos like that. So I mean, that can be, like I said, your sponsorship. That can be anything that you want it to be. But I have to give that option to people that may want to do it. And then if you want to contact me, you have any questions at all, Russell at russellofhotels.com is my email address, and it's the best way to get a hold of me. So please feel free to do that. And then follow me on LinkedIn, IG, YouTube, Twitter, At For the most part, other than LinkedIn, I'm at Russell of Hotels. So I do have a LinkedIn page that is at Russell of Hotels, but I have a personal page which is Russell L. Edmond. That's probably the best way to get me. Okay, and then Lonnie says, great video, great music, making powerful noise engagement. Perfect. Thank you so much, Lonnie. And that was the goal right there. Four things that I always ask. I ask you to ask yourself. Those are, boom. What is your brand doing to stay relevant? That's one thing. Number two, are you marketing differently or the same as before COVID? Hopefully you're doing hopefully you're doing things a little differently. Okay, I would hope so. Number three, how are you connecting with your past or current clients or customers? Only you can answer that question. Number four, what has the situation taught you? What has the situation taught you? This whole COVID thing, what has it taught you to do? Next time I won't put all my eggs in one basket, or I need to do things a little different, or I need to be more heavily involved in social media because we can't go and see people. So the best way to reach people is to do things via social media. I mean, those are things that I thought about, right? And those things that I did, right? And just I thought about them, but then I put it into action, right? So my brand is built is gone higher or more recognized because of the situation that we're in now. So if it wasn't for COVID, it wouldn't be as I don't think my brand would be out there in your face as much as it was before. Okay, so right now it's there all the time. I'm posting stuff 24/7, not 24/7, but a lot more than I used to. Okay, and I think it's because I don't want people to forget about me. And it's the same thing for your brand. You don't want people to forget about what you do or what you're about or where you are, or maybe you change places, right? So you need to make sure you let people know where you are. I mean, there's been some hotels, and I always bring this up because this is a great example of the Hyatt LAX. They hired two new people, and they made sure those people they did lives, and they explained who they were. They introduced themselves. Hi, I'm Russell Edmond. It was the Hyatt, so I'll use Hyatt as an example. Hey, I'm Russell Edmond. I'm the new director of sales and marketing at the Hyatt Regency LAX. Come in if you have any questions about group business or blah, 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 transit business, BT, come on in. I love to have you come in, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. It was a way for me to showcase who I am, where I'm working now, because maybe people associated me with another hotel. Well, now I'm at this new hotel, so I want you to associate me with this new hotel. So it's a way to get your brand out there and a way to get the brand that you represent out there. So just a little bit of creativity. What is your LinkedIn SSI score? Now, I was mentioning this like months ago, but then I stopped doing it, right? Because my SSI score was going in the toilet. So I didn't want people to know that it was going lower. So, so there's this thing called SSI, which stands for, I think it's Social Selling Index. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, LinkedIn SSI stands for Social Selling Index. It measures the impact of your social selling efforts with LinkedIn and how effective you are at establishing your professional brand. Okay. So my score, and it ranks you. Okay. So my score is 70 out of 100. 100 is the most you can get. And I'm at a 70, which to me is like a C. Okay. But what that represents is that I'm top 1% in the industry, meaning anyone on LinkedIn that's in the hospitality industry. So I'm in the top 1%, and then top 2% of my entire network. So if I have 26,000 people that connected with on LinkedIn, I rank in the top 2% of those people. Okay, so it is based on 4 different categories. Establishing your professional brand is one. Find the right people, meaning you're linking in or you're connecting with the right people. That's the second one. Engaging with insights. Insight would be, like, say, if someone's making comments on their page about something, a picture or whatever, And if you make comments on that, because LinkedIn it wants you to engage with other people's content, right? Just like you want people to engage with yours, it wants you to connect with different people. And whatever that picture was, they want you to engage with it. And I guess it reads every comment that you make and see if it has anything to do with anything, right? So you get ranked on that as well. And then building relationships. How many people are you linked with, and are they the same or different? Meaning, are they in the hospitality space, or are they in different space? So one thing about LinkedIn that I don't particularly like is that I think sometimes they penalize you because you are connected with people outside of your own space. Meaning, I connect with people, it doesn't matter, they can be IT, they can be medical, health related, whatever. I don't just connect with people that are hospitality people, because as a meeting professional, don't you think I need to do that? Why would you want to connect with just all hospitality people? Those aren't my clients. My potential clients would be people outside of the space, because they all have meetings, right? They all need assistance with meetings or social media or anything like that. So that's one thing I don't particularly I don't say I like or dislike about the LinkedIn and how they score you. So check it out. So how you would do this is I found it on Google. So Google LinkedIn SSI number, and it will come up. It's just basically you click on it and it goes to another page, and it automatically takes your score, takes your LinkedIn profile. As long as you have LinkedIn profile, right? You need to have a profile, but it will take that and it'll automatically calculate it for you. Okay, all you have to do is click, and it's done, and it'll tell you. It'll come right on there and say 70%. Okay, oh, okay, this is cool. Or well, this is whack. Okay, because mine was like 60 in the 60s. I'm like, as much stuff that I do on LinkedIn, I have a darn show on LinkedIn, a live show. I should be like 100 out of 100. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, let me finish this because we're about done here. When is marketing about you? When is marketing about you, the marketer? That's a question. No one ever wants to answer that question. It's never about you. Okay, just remember that. The answer is marketing is never about you. It begins with your audience and what they want. Once you know what your audience wants, connect them with the product or your service in a way they want to receive it, in a way they want to receive it, not the way you want to give it to them. But you have to ask that question. How do you want to receive this information? What is your mode of communication? Do you want email? Do you want me to call you on your cell phone? Call me at your office? Do you want me to text you? Do you want me to slide into your DMs on Instagram? I mean, everyone is different, but you have to ask that question. How do people want to be notified? How they want information given to them? You have to ask that question. Okay. ROH is the 3 P's. ROH stands for Russell of Hotels. Okay, just in case you did not know that. What are my 3 P's? Purpose. Purpose, passion, and perseverance. Purpose. Know why you're doing what you do. Like me. Why am I doing this show? Okay. Because I want to reach people. Because I want to be a resource to other hotel people or people that just need help with maybe social media. They don't understand it. They need to put their brand out there stronger. So I'm trying to appeal to those people. So that's the purpose. Passion. Either you have passion or you don't. Okay. You can't fake the funk. All right. I can't fake. You would read right through me if I was just going through the motions on this show, right? And I'm moving over because the things are taking up the screen. And then perseverance. Be consistent. Continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to. Okay. So I will give you 100 thanks for another fun show. Oh, thank you, Lonnie. See, this is an engagement show, right? Meaning we want to be as interactive as possible. So, Lonnie, I thank you for being interactive. I mean, he's here week in and week out. So I appreciate you coming on and making your comments and your statements, and I appreciate it. I don't take that lightly. So thank you so much, Lonnie Wolf. You guys follow Lonnie Wolf on any social media pages that he has. Follow that dude, okay? So he got a lot of information. So follow him, okay? That's what you need to do. So what else was I saying? So I was talking about perseverance. Sounds like Tripping P. Perseverance. What did I say? Purpose, passion, perseverance. Be consistent. Continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to. Use your time to develop yourself. Separate yourself from the pack. Learn something new. Invest in yourself and always stay relevant. Focus on what you can control. That other stuff, let it go. Why stress yourself out over some stuff that you don't need to be involved in? Okay, so expectations, and this is something I just wrote this morning. Expectations or demands from other people can stress you out, right? So don't get all stressed out over what other people want from you. You control, the stuff that you got to deal with. Okay, our lives are stressful already, dealing with stuff on our own. We don't want to bring other people's baggage into it because that's where that whole the stress level goes up a lot higher. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. I don't know why, but I did anyway. But thank you so much. I do appreciate you guys for joining. Meant to say triple P. Yeah, triple P. Triple P. Yes, Lonnie. That is purpose, passion, perseverance. Okay. Those are things you need to remember. But anyway, you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. I do appreciate it. I do not take it lightly. I know I say this many times during the broadcast that I don't take it lightly that people listen to the show, okay? Of course, I would love 1,000 people to be listening to the live, but that's not reality. But the reality is that this show stays on forever, okay? That's the reality. So you can come and listen to it at your leisure. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I gave my email address, and I'll do that again. It's Russell at russellofhotels.com. That's the best way to communicate with me. Feel free to reach out at any time. So I do appreciate you guys. So you guys have a great week. Remember, today is Tuesday. That means it's Taco Tuesday. Have some tacos. Have some fun. Eating tacos and fun and Russell of Hotels, they all go together, okay, because it's all about fun. So you guys take care. Have a great week. Thanks again, Lonnie. You have a great week as well. Appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you again next week. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.